Hello, dear friend. You are watching your weekly horoscope for July the 19th through 25th. We have a couple of interesting astrology events during this week, but the most exciting one is the ingression of the sun in Leo. This is important because the sun is the main source of energy, and the sign position of the sun is very important about the type of energy we have access to. It's great for our self-expression. It's related to the general atmosphere around us. And the most important in this case is that the sun is coming back home. The sun is ingressing the sign which is the most comfortable. And because of that, the sun can be especially generous and beneficial with us. So for 1 month, we will have the sun in Leo, starting from the 22nd of July. And generally speaking, this is a great time for revealing your full potential, for doing the things that you truly love, for finding more enthusiasm and confidence and inspiration to do things, to take some appropriate risks, and overall just to enjoy your life. The other big change that is coming really soon is another ingression. This is the one of Venus. Venus is moving to Virgo, and Venus is leaving Leo. So that's an interesting combination. Venus moves from Leo to Virgo, and approximately at the same time, the sun is moving to Leo. So we still have some of this Leo energy present, but with Venus moving to Virgo, it's bringing more focus to balanced emotions and also being reasonable when we are evaluating things. So overall, Venus moving to Virgo will affect us for a couple of weeks, and this can bring some emotional stability, including stability in relationships. It can make us more reasonable, more practical, but also kind of detached. Venus in Virgo is much more cautious in her emotional expression. Venus in in Virgo may have some doubts. She may wonder whether she's making the right decision, the right choices. So in terms of relationships, we will look at things from a much more practical perspective. And also the other thing, which is kind of a big deal during this week, is a full moon. We are having a full moon in Aquarius Leo. I will have another video for you, so check the links in the description below for an in-depth analysis of this full moon. But now I just want to mention that when we have a full moon, the emotions are kind of at their peak level. And it's quite possible that we may feel like we need to find a balance, but somehow it's more difficult. It's also a great time to see some visible, tangible results, and a wonderful time to release something from the past, which is just time to let go. And before we move to the daily parts, I just want to remind you to join our new club on Clubhouse, a very interesting platform where we can have live discussions through audio. So either search for me. My name is Marina Stoichkova. That's my profile name on Clubhouse, or the club name is Astrology with Marina. I will put the link below. There seem to be some kind of restrictions. This platform requires invitation, so make sure to sign up fast, because I think that even the links are expiring at a certain point. It's a little bit complicated. But with that being said, I hope you will join us there and that we will have some wonderful discussions. Each Monday, for now, we will meet at 9 a.m. Eastern for live discussion and also questions that you may ask. Now, let's talk about Monday. On Monday, Venus is having a positive aspect with the sun. And I want to remind you that actually Venus and the sun can never have a major positive aspect. The only major aspect Venus and the Sun may have is conjunction. We cannot have a sextile, we cannot have a trine. We also can't have the challenging ones like square and opposition. Venus and the Sun may either have a conjunction or minor aspects. So from that point of view, the minor aspects between Venus and the Sun are actually the ones that we can ever have, and that makes them more important. And this is a great time, of course, for relationships, for negotiations, for doing something that we love, for spending time with our families, and of course for creativity. The moon will be in Scorpio until 5 p.m., which can bring lots of emotional intensity and also some tension. But after 5 p.m., the moon shifts to Sagittarius. So the atmosphere is different. It's usually much more positive and uplifting, and people are just ready to focus on something new and something exciting. Then on Tuesday, we have a wonderful aspect between Mercury and Uranus. This aspect is fantastic for new ideas. If you want to find new solutions, if you want to experiment and try something new, or you are curious to learn new information, Mercury and Uranus together can bring you insights, can bring you pleasant, surprising news, and also valuable information which you can use in a creative way. At the same time, it's interesting that Mercury has another aspect, which is a minor challenging one with Jupiter. And this can bring a very big desire to expand ourselves and make big plans and sometimes put too many things on our plate. And you may notice that you are either exaggerating certain ideas or it's difficult to prioritize things. And sometimes you may pay more attention to minor things. But this aspect is not really problematic. It's not something that should bring you big conflicts or confrontations or arguments or real stress. It's more about readjustment, and sometimes even being overly optimistic may also play a positive role. So that's also interesting when we consider that the moon is in Sagittarius on Tuesday. And it's a great time really to focus on the future, to do something exciting, to make plans, to learn new things, and hopefully also to travel. On Wednesday, we have the ingression of Venus that we already mentioned. So the emotional atmosphere changes. We need to be more cautious, more practical, both in relationships and also when it comes to financial matters. And the moon is in Sagittarius most of the day, which means that we can still be positive and adventurous and excited about the things that we do. We can succeed, we can have the needed enthusiasm and excitement. And after 7 p.m., the moon will shift to a much more practical position, the one in Capricorn. So if you have some responsibilities, something you need to take care of, then during the evening, you may really focus on that and you may at least make some plans about it. On Thursday, the sun is moving to Leo. So great news for all people who are creators, who need a little bit of more positivity in their life, who want to enjoy things and do something independently. Overall, this position will support us for the next 1 month. On Thursday specifically, we also have an opposition between Venus and Jupiter, so expect some kind of re-evaluations. Venus and Jupiter are both related to our values. Venus represents more our personal values, and Jupiter on the other side represents the social, cultural values. And somehow we may find ourselves in the middle, like there is a mismatch between what we really want and what society wants from us. So it's a question of reevaluation and reconsidering also some kind of goals that you may have in terms of relationships, in terms of financial decisions as well. Mars is having also a quincunx with Pluto, which means that we may feel extra power, we may feel really motivated, but also kind of obsessed about certain idea, or whatever we are doing may require lots and lots of energy. Mars and Pluto sometimes may bring also some kind of confrontations or a very intense energy, so be mindful about this one. And the moon is in Capricorn, which should make us really organized and focused and disciplined and focusing on our work and being more productive. Then on Friday, we have a full moon in Aquarius Leo. Again, check the video we have specifically about this full moon for more in-depth information. It's interesting that Jupiter has a quincunx with the sun, which means that it's part of the full moon as well. And this means that we may need to change some of our goals, reconsidering things, looking at things from a different perspective, and redefining our own priorities. What is most important for us? What is the most valuable for us? Also, Venus is having a quintile with Pluto, so make sure to use all of your emotions in a nice and positive way as a motivator, as something that will inspire you, because Pluto may bring lots and lots of emotions, and they are deep and intense. In relationships, this might be helpful because it may bring more depth and even closeness in your relationship, and also something may change in your personal life as well. But keep in mind, overall, Friday is intense. Because of the full moon, everything can be kind of exaggerated and quite intense. Then on Saturday, we have an amazing aspect between Mercury and Neptune. I personally love those combinations because they can be so inspirational. They can be so relaxing and calming and nurturing. This is a great time to listen to your intuition, do something creative, or just have a beautiful meditation and allow your mind to relax. The moon will be in Aquarius. This can also help you with some kind of creative ideas or doing something in a new and different way. It can be great also for socializing, for communicating. On the other side, Mercury with Neptune can bring more kindness, more understanding, and overall can help us to make compromises and also be more compassionate when we communicate with other people. Then on Sunday, we have a pretty intense opposition between Mercury and Pluto. This aspect can trigger some conflict, some arguments, some verbal aggression at times. So be very mindful. And if you need to change something about your thoughts, about your plans, this aspect can truly help you. Probably it will happen out of frustration or disappointment or something that you deeply want to change. But eventually the aspect may be very, very productive. Again, it's not easy for the mind. It can be too intense, but it doesn't mean that it cannot be beneficial as well. I want to remind you one of the main principles, which is that it's extremely important what we are doing with the energy of the planets. On Sunday, Mercury is having another aspect which brings lots of support. It's an aspect with Jupiter, which can help us to find the balance and find something inspirational, something that will motivate us. It's a great time for learning things, for expanding your mind, your worldview. And the moon is in Aquarius, which also supports a different perspective and doing something in a new way, and overall thinking out of the box. So that's our weekly overview. As you can see, we have interesting ingressions, the sun, Venus moving to new signs, we have a full moon. Mercury has some pretty interesting aspects with Uranus, with Neptune, and Pluto. So with the three outer planets, it means that mentally we might be provoked, we might be also enthusiastic about something, we can be very creative, and overall we may have some wonderful achievements. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget also to sign up for a Clubhouse and our club there. We have regular astrology discussions on Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern. And also we will have a special session for the full moon. So make sure to sign up there. If you have any issues with signing up for the platform or whatever, you can send me a personal email. I will do my best to send you another link or something. So you can write to marina@marstars.net. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time.